がここにいるうちの本物のスクールスポーツのために行こうぜベイビーバンこの国は気をつけて、現実になることがありますからね。
All right, so we're going to go ahead in the airport and keep the long-standing tradition of covering Japanese boxing going here on True School Sports. True School Sports, the number one source for Japanese boxing in America, from an American. Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you guys for tuning in. And ayete okata, nice to see all the lovely viewers tuning back into True School Sports. Now listen, you guys see me, I'm in the airport. I'm waiting to get on the plane in a couple hours to go to Las Vegas to cover Naoya Inoue versus Ramon Cardenas. You know, I'm the only American boxing media channel on YouTube to cover Naoya Inoue live in Japan, and I'm the only one in 2025 to cover him live in Japan and now live in the USA. So listen, we're making some strides here on True School Sports when it comes to this Japanese boxing project. But listen, a lot of people aren't giving Ramon Cardenas a chance, and truth be told, I just sat here for the last hour and a half and I rewatched the Brian Acosta fight. I rewatched highlights. I reviewed his career. I watched some interviews. Obviously, any fighter has a chance to win a fight. But even I'm not giving him a big chance because I just think that he's going to have a hard time negating the quick first step of Inoue. I don't think he'll be able to prevent Inoue from, dominating in the mid-range enough to give himself a chance to win. I just don't. You're asking the kid to do too much on this occasion, But listen, I thought the same thing when Lamont Roach fought Tank, and look how that turned out. So you never know. Sometimes you don't really know what the hell you're talking about in boxing. You can't always just go by tape because sometimes fighters rise to the occasion. But it's one thing for fans to say that this fight is going to be easy for Inoue. I'll tell you guys like this, and my Japanese viewers, you guys can correct me if what I'm about to read has been lost in translation. Because anytime I get even the slightest bit critical of something that I read that the monster says, the first thing I hear from the Japanese is that it was lost in translation. So feel free to correct me again if this has been lost in translation. But the monster himself was speaking about the fight with Cardenas, and here's what he said, word for word, verbatim, with this in this article in front of me, and I'll leave it in the description so you can read it for yourself. He stated the following, and I quote, "Cardenas is a beautiful fighter. He is an all-around good fighter. But for me, it's easy. No matter how Cardenas comes out, I think I have the advantage." So essentially, guys, those are his words. He said, no matter how he comes out, I think I have the advantage. So if you're saying you have the advantage in every department over a fighter and that it's easy and that you have the advantage no matter what, then what that means is the other fighter, your opponent, is outgunned in every department. And you guys know what they call a fight when one fighter is superior in every category and the other fighter is outgunned in every department. They call those mismatches. So Naoya Inoue, I'm not twisting his words. I'm telling you guys what he said, word for word. No matter how he comes out, I think I have the advantage. So, of course, he's giving him credit. He's saying that he is a good fighter, but he's also recognizing his ability, and he's saying, look, for me it's easy. Maybe not for anybody else it'd be hard, but for me this guy is easy, and I have an advantage no matter what he decides to do. So he is acknowledging that this is what it looks like on paper. He's telling you guys this is exactly what it looks like on paper. This is a mismatch. And it's up to Ramon Cardenas to prove him wrong and show that this is not a mismatch, because I went back and I watched the tape looking for something to make me believe that this is not a mismatch, because I went to Japan, right? And by the grace of God, I got ringside seats. That was a miracle, but that was a mismatch with Yi Jun Kim, and I only got to see 4 rounds of the monster in person, so I want to see more than 4 rounds this time. I want to see at least 7 to 8, and even more so than 7 to 8 rounds where Inoue gets a knockout. I would rather see a competitive fight where Ramon Cardenas shows some resistance and takes Inoue to some deep, dark places and forces Inoue to show another level of greatness in this fight. That's what I always want to see in boxing is guys get challenged and guys get tested, but it's not a good sign when the monster is talking about his own opponents being easy. He's basically telling you guys right to your face, it's a showcase fight. And it shouldn't be surprising. I mean, he was supposed to fight Picasso, which for me, Picasso wasn't even a fight to really get overly excited about. But I think Picasso is at a higher level than, well, I don't know. Picasso, you could say for sure, is at a higher level than Cardenas, but he was perceived to be on a higher level than Cardenas. So look, man, you guys, I don't want to talk about Inoue going to featherweight because you got the Junto fight, but we know that outside of Junto, which is a great fight, we all acknowledge that here on True School Sports, Inoue's biggest challenges are all at featherweight, and the way they've mapped his career out, it's to not go to featherweight. And if they do fight anybody at featherweight, they want to fight Nick Ball, the weakest champion in the division, which is my opinion. But what do you guys think? Like, am I tripping here? Like I'll read it to you guys again for like a third or fourth time. He said, Inoue, he acknowledged Cardenas' strengths. He said Cardenas is a beautiful fighter. He is an all-around good fighter, which is true. Cardenas is an all-around good fighter. He's got a good jab, solid power, good timing, competent professional, right? So he's right on that one. But he said, but for me, so for the monster, for Naoya Inoue, from the fighting pride of Yokohama, Japan, the face of Ohashi Boxing Gym, for him, for me, it is easy. Maybe not for like Merjan, maybe not for like these other 122-pounders, but for me, easy fight. That's what he's saying. No matter how he comes out, so we're unpacking this like word by word so you guys can fully get the picture of what I'm saying. No matter how he being Cardenas, comes out, no matter what style he decides to employ in the fight, I have the advantage. You want to box? I cut the ring off. He want to come forward? I'll counter him. That's what he's saying. He doesn't see where Cardenas has one singular advantage against him. So he's acknowledging this fight for what it is, a showcase fight. And Cardenas has to show that he's on that level, that he deserves this fight, that he deserves to be in the ring with the monster. Because if not, then he will be a footnote in history in the machine that is Naoya Inoue. Like, Yin Jun Kim got ran over like a truck when he fought Inoue. If Cardenas squares up like he did against Acosta, the same will happen to him. And look, I want to see a great fight, man. I'm not flying all the way to Vegas, going through a lot of inconveniences in my own life just to, see a mismatch. I'm there to see a great fight and greatness. That's why I cover boxing. I want to see greatness. I want to see inspirational things. So, yeah. What do you guys make of that? Do you guys agree with the monster? Do you think that this is a mismatch? Do you think that Inoue has an advantage in every department? Or is the monster, and let's ponder this, is Inoue setting himself up for failure? With this mindset, is he setting himself up to potentially lose to a fighter he will be a heavy favorite over? It's possible. And look, I'm going to tell you like this, man. I'm sure the majority of the arena probably will be cheering for him because he's the attraction. He is the A side. So a lot of people in the States are going to be very excited to see Inoue fight. But this is not going to be like Japan. I've been to not just an Inoue fight in Japan, but I've been to a lot of club shows in Japan. I went to about 6 or 7 different shows when I was in Japan. The Japanese crowd is very polite, very quiet. And in the case of Inoue, they're all on his side when he's there. Even if the arena is 70-30 for Inoue or 80-20 or even 90-10, that's still 10% more that are not going to be for Inoue, right? And maybe Inoue has a letdown or gets taken aback because this is not going to be like all the other times he fought in America where, he was fighting on the same night as another card or on the undercard or not the main attraction. No, he is the main attraction. He is who everybody's here to see. The financial success of the event depends solely and squarely on his shoulders. It's different now, all right? So I'm looking forward to seeing how he handles all of that, and I want to, we'll see how many people come from Texas to make it a hostile environment for Inoue, because I think they could play a role in the fight. But I'm with him, man. I think if I'm giving Cardenas a chance out of 100%, just objectively, like, I'm gonna say I give him probably like 15%. Some people might say that's even being too high, but I'll say 15%. Only because, Inoue got dropped by Neri, and Cardenas can't punch. And ever since the Neri fight, even though Inoue's been getting these knockouts, I've just seen a little bit of reluctancy to go in. He's a little more conscious of getting hit now. And if Cardenas can hit him flush, I think he can exercise some of those demons. But it's way easier said than done. You can talk about it all you want, but when them bricks come from Inoue, a lot of these guys put their hands in the pocket because this guy just gets leverage, every last bit of leverage behind every freaking shot. So, yeah, leave your comments down below, guys. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. Like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.